Vita Activa. Hannah Arendt's concept of Vita Activa, or the active life, lies at the core of her philosophical inquiry in the human condition, 1958. Drawing heavily on Aristotle's distinction between the practical and contemplative lives, Arendt adapts this ancient framework to grapple with the complexities of modern existence. Whereas Aristotle elevated praxis, action in the public realm, as the highest form of human life within the polis, Arendt revives and reinterprets this political ideal for the contemporary world. She also engages with existential and phenomenological traditions, especially the work of Martin Heidegger, yet diverges by emphasizing the plurality and relationality inherent in human life rather than Heidegger's focus on individual being. Situated against the backdrop of modern industrialization and economic transformation, Arendt critiques the elevation of labor as the defining human activity, a stance inspired but not limited by Marxist thought. Instead, she calls for renewed reflection on what it means to live actively and politically, famously urging her readers, "What I propose, therefore, is very simple, it is nothing more than to think what we are doing." This call to consciousness anchors her analysis of the ways human activity shapes the world, history, and political structures. The three fundamental human activities, labor, work, and action. Central to Arendt's Vita Activa is her tripartite categorization of human activities, labor, work, and action, each corresponding to different dimensions of the human condition and bearing distinct existential and political implications. Labor, as Arendt describes, pertains to the biological necessities of life. It is characterized by its cyclical and repetitive nature, producing no lasting objects but sustaining life's very continuation. Everyday activities such as cooking, cleaning, and farming exemplify labor's immediacy and transience. Yet, in the modern era, Arendt critiques the glorification of labor, which reduces humans to mere producers and consumers, what she terms animal laborans, the laboring animal. This reduction, she warns, elevates biological survival above other, more enduring human pursuits, reflecting the dominance of consumerism and economic productivity in contemporary society. For Arendt, labor's human condition is life itself, but this condition is fraught with the risk of diminishing the full potential of human activity. By contrast, work signifies the creation of durable artifacts that transform the natural world into a human-made environment. Work is goal-oriented and finite, yielding objects that endure beyond their creators, such as houses, tools, artworks, and technologies. It manifests humanity's capacity to impose order and permanence on nature, thereby generating a world in the truest sense. However, Arendt also voices caution about the modern technological trajectory, which risks alienating individuals both from the products of their labor and from nature itself. Work, she argues, embodies the human condition of worldliness, a condition that requires balance and ethical responsibility amid rapid technological progress. At the pinnacle of the Vita Activa is action, which unfolds in the public sphere as the realm of freedom, plurality, and unpredictability. Unlike labor and work, action is inherently relational and political, it occurs directly between individuals without intermediaries, revealing the unique identities of actors and fostering collective life. Political debates, social movements, and civil disobedience exemplify action's power to shape the shared world. Crucially, Arendt highlights plurality, the presence of others, as the precondition for action, emphasizing that it is through interaction and dialogue that human creativity and freedom manifest. She asserts, action, the only activity that goes on directly between men without the intermediary of things or matter, corresponds to the human condition of plurality. Action thus stands as a profound call for active civic engagement and participatory democracy. The public and private realms, spaces of human life and activity. Arendt's analysis further distinguishes between the public and private spheres, underscoring their essential roles in human flourishing and the cultivation of the Vita Activa. The private realm, traditionally associated with the household, encompasses the domain of labor and biological maintenance. It is where individuals attend to their most basic needs and familial obligations, providing the necessary foundation for life's continuation. In contrast, the public sphere serves as the stage for action and discourse, where individuals appear as equals, come together in deliberation, and collectively shape the political world. Arendt warns that withdrawing entirely into private life, or living an entirely private life, leads to deprivation of what she calls things essential to a truly human life, namely, political freedom and collective agency. In the modern era, however, Arendt observes a troubling erosion of the boundary between these realms due to the rise of the social sphere, a hybrid space that blurs public and private distinctions. This expansion of social concerns into the public domain, she argues, diminishes opportunities for genuine political engagement, as economic and administrative priorities overshadow the civic vitality of public life. Her critique thus calls for a renewed safeguarding of public spaces where free and equal individuals can engage meaningfully in the shared governance of society. The rise of the social, challenges to political life and individuality. One of Arendt's significant contributions is her conceptualization of the social, a realm that emerges with modern bureaucracies, mass society, and the prioritization of economic functions over political action. The social sphere, in her view, represents the public significance of mutual dependence related solely to life's necessities rather than freedom or collective deliberation. This development, Arendt contends, leads to a troubling diminution of individuality, reducing people to passive participants within complex, managed systems. She critiques the social for undermining the distinctiveness of political action, for fostering conformity and administrative control. As she puts it, society is the form in which the fact of mutual dependence for the sake of life and nothing else assumes public significance. This insight remains highly relevant today, warning against the perils of bureaucratic overreach, and the erosion of personal agency in political life. Natality, and the human capacity for new beginnings. Amidst concerns about alienation and passivity, Arendt offers a powerful affirmation of human potential through the concept of natality, the capacity for new beginnings. Natality symbolizes the ability of individuals to initiate change and break free from the cycles of repetition inherent in labor and work. This capacity for action introduces unpredictability and innovation into human affairs, allowing for genuine freedom and transformation. Arendt celebrates natality as the miracle that saves the world, the realm of human affairs, from its normal, natural ruin, highlighting how revolutionary leaders, activists, and artists embody this capacity to challenge the status quo and open new horizons for society. Natality thus underscores the enduring relevance of creativity, agency, and political engagement in the face of contemporary social and environmental challenges. Practical relevance, and contemporary implications. Arendt's Vita Activa remains a vital framework for reflecting on contemporary life, urging a rediscovery of public engagement and democratic participation. Her distinctions between labor, work, and action invite individuals to reconsider how they allocate their energies, emphasizing creativity and civic involvement over the mere pursuit of consumption. By critiquing consumer culture's dominance, Arendt challenges us to think critically about sustainable living and the ethical dimensions of economic life. Moreover, her concept of natality inspires hope in the human capacity for innovation and change, reminding us that even in adverse conditions, new beginnings are always possible. This philosophical framework continues to inform debates on political participation, social justice, and the preservation of public spaces in an increasingly privatized and bureaucratized world. Critiques and limitations of Arendt's Vita Activa. Despite its profound insights, Arendt's Vita Activa has not escaped criticism. Some scholars argue that her idealization of the public sphere risks privileging intellectual elites while overlooking systemic inequalities and barriers to political participation experienced by marginalized groups. The notion of the social has also been critiqued for its conceptual vagueness, and difficulty in practical application. Furthermore, Arendt's relative dismissal of labor has been challenged for undervaluing the material conditions and economic justice necessary for genuine freedom. Finally, her reliance on classical Greek political models has been described as nostalgic and sometimes inadequate for addressing the complexities of modern pluralistic societies. These critiques invite ongoing dialogue about how Arendt's ideas can be adapted and extended in contemporary contexts. Conclusion? Hannah Arendt's Vita Activa offers a richly textured and enduring philosophical framework for understanding human activity's multiple dimensions and their relationship to politics, freedom, and community. Through her analysis of labor, work, and action, she illuminates the ways in which humans both shape and are shaped by their world, highlighting the tensions between survival, creativity, and political engagement. While facing critique for its abstraction and idealism, Arendt's thought remains deeply relevant in confronting modernity's challenges, ranging from consumerism and alienation to the erosion of public life. Ultimately, her insights inspire ongoing efforts to foster more participatory, creative, and meaningful societies grounded in freedom and plurality. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this overview helpful and want to stay updated on future content.